You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you get what you need. Oh, baby. When it comes to romantic interaction and our desires, a lot of times, too, what obstructs us having that best authentic bond is we have a lot of wants, right? But ultimately, when you mature and when you wisen up and sharpen up, it's about what you need. It's very much so about what you need. And the wants, I'm not, and a lot of people are so cynical and pessimistic. They assume that you're saying, hey man, you got to get that healthy and romantic. So, oh, let me settle. I'm like, okay, so you don't, if you conflate seeking a healthy partnership with I need to settle, then you are not grasping what it means to have a healthy relationship. Because what I'm saying, so the implication that I need to settle, what you're then saying is you still are holding on to a justification that my superficial attraction, my superficial ass, hollow, materialistic, trivial, non-healthy, non-substantive, non-depth having ass attraction is what I really should have, is what I really need. But since I can't have it, I'll settle. Nah, you fool. You're actually doing the opposite of settling when you seek the healthy relationship. You're doing what that would be like me saying when I eat my healthy food, when I eat a bowl of chicken and broccoli and olive oil and it's all the best ingredients and all the best quality, I'm settling because I'm not eating a quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's. No, man, I'm not settling. I'm getting the healthier, more nourishing thing that's better for me, and it makes me feel better. Everything is better as a result. If I go to McDonald's and I feel sick as hell when I eat it, which I would because I had like I if I'm eating something that's making me sick and ill, no matter how good it tastes, it's not for me. It's not good for me. I'm not settling, going for the worst thing, going for the toxic thing. But that's true. I was talking to somebody, man, and they were basically saying that like they were so they were so let down at what I was saying. They were like, oh, I'm like, you fool. Your attraction is corrupted if that's how you think. The way that you find yourself attracted to people, it's not healthy if that's the way you think. That you believe and perceive a healthy attraction, and let's define healthy. That means compatible. That means authentically, genuinely compatible. But you know what the problem is with this authentic, genuinely compatible stuff? So many people don't even know who they're authentically, genuinely compatible with. You know why? Because they're not compatible with their own damn authenticity. There's two selves. There's the self that they would like to be, the self that they purport themselves to be in the eyes of man. It's that impression management. I haven't said that term in a long time. It's impression management. The self that you're most familiar with is the self that engages in trying to make always a very specific targeted impression upon people. And when you are more true to your authentic self in a way where you're honest about your toxic stuff, your unreasonableness, your unreasonability, your nonsensical aspects of yourself, the inconsiderate parts of yourself, the insecure parts of yourself, and that's really what it's majority wise, it's about really having an intimate understanding or an intimate sensitivity and familiarity and embrace of your insecurities. When you get rid of that, you're so much more of an awesome person. That in and of itself eliminates a lot of inconsideration, a lot of mindlessness, a lot of mental pollution. And so that's when you're then walking as an authentic, sincere, warm-hearted individual as a result of vanquishing all your insecurities and all that good stuff. And it's always an exercise. It's a path you take. You will then have more of a compatibility with a person. It's like that thing where people talk about this all the time. You buy a specific car, right? You let's say in my experience, I was really looking for the Mazda. I heard about the reliability of the Mazda. I wanted the Mazda, got the Mazda, right? Because I wanted the most reliable vehicle. I wanted the most quote unquote healthy vehicle I could. And it was like Toyota, Lexus, Mazda, Honda. But I heard nothing but good things about Mazda. God Muslim. My point about that is, then all of a sudden you're seeing all the Mazdas. You're seeing all the, you wanted to toy you, now you're seeing all the white cars. You got a pink car, now you're seeing all the pink cars. My point about that is, once you are that healthy version of yourself, you begin seeing all the healthy people. You begin, your radar for that healthiness, for that goodness becomes more competent. It becomes more well calibrated. Yeah. And so that's what I mean when I talk about compatibility. When you become that best version of yourself, you begin to see all the other best people. And you begin to then have way more, unfortunately, your tolerance and your disgust of people who aren't walking that path becomes greater, unfortunately. And I'm not, and that's something that is a burden as well, and that I suffer from, and the people I know who grow and evolve suffer from. The people who are still toxic, who haven't vanquished their insecurities and whatnot, they begin to stick out like a sore thumb to your brain. Like they become their behavior begins to be like glaring to your mind, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because it could be really bothersome, but it's still fascinating, and we can still talk about it and become better with each other, and still, we still want to help them and guide them as much as possible. And it's not because we're like the fucking gurus, and it's like, oh, become better like me. It's more so for the sake of become better, because everything is better when we're better. That's the bottom line, man. I like healthy food. It doesn't make me feel good just because on paper healthy food is supposed to be good for me. Healthy food makes me feel good because it literally makes me feel good. Literally, like at a basic, like physical level, it makes me feel fantastic to eat nutrients, to consume nutrients. You begin to feel a high from it. You begin to feel the richness of it. But and all that being said, man. So my point is, on what I'm trying to speak to is this notion that you are doing yourself some kind of disservice if you adjust your criteria, if you eliminate your shallow, materialistic, superficial criteria in regards to what you're attracted to, your worldly criteria in regards to what you're attracted to. That's what I'm trying to speak to here. This notion that like you're giving up on something, because I'm like, that, what you're giving up on is your worldliness. What you're giving up on is how the what you're giving up on is trying to impress the world, because that's the only reason why you're attracted to what you're attracted to. That is such bullshit. If I just snap my fingers and everybody, and it's like just 100 people living in this world, you only want the genuine, sincere people. It won't matter anymore all this other shit. It won't matter what kind of job the person has, what kind of this, what kind of that, what kind of this. It doesn't matter anything anymore how much this person is valued in the eyes of society, which is ultimately why people are attracted to who they're attracted to so many times. Not always, but sometimes you are absolutely, if only subconsciously, you are considering who you're attracted to based off of who the world believes to be valuable. I digress on that, but let's continue to grow. Let's continue to evolve. I wish you well. It's all a fight, and I know it's not easy, but I do believe it's worth it.